Hello, everybody. My name is Carmel Bracknell, and I'm delighted to be introducing you to the Glassroom Misinformation Edition exhibition, which we have brought to you as part of a project with the IFLA. And we're delighted to be able to bring this topic to people as it's quite relevant at the moment. So it was developed by a company called Tactical Tech, who are a non-government organization who look at the way that technology impacts our lives. And they developed this exhibition with two key groups of people in mind. So the first group was just the general adult population who might have an interest in the topic. And probably we should all have an interest in this topic at the moment. I think COVID-19 has sort of highlighted how information can be misleading or false. So it's sort of brought it to the fore a little bit, and we should all be aware that misinformation is the thing. And the second group that Tactical Tech have developed this exhibition for is for a younger population. So if you think of teenagers or people in their late teens, early 20s. And the reason why is because that general population is actually using social media and this technology on a daily basis. And it's very much a part of their lives. So that's why they included this group as a key aim of the exhibition, key audience of the exhibition. So I'm just going to walk you through some of the different elements that are involved. Obviously, the exhibition was put together to be a physical exhibition at first, but COVID put a stop to that. So they adapted it for a virtual experience. And there are a few different objects, they're calling them objects and visualizations. So let's just have a look at those. I'm going to share my screen now and talk you through the different objects. So basically, there are three core themes for the exhibition. The first one is around the central theme of misinformation, and it has three objects. So if we look over here at the table area of the exhibition, we've got 4 different apps. These would have been available physically in the library if we were able to do that, but they've developed them online so people can get to play them from home. So we've got the first app in this central theme of misinformation is called Fake or Real. So it basically explores the idea that the more you look at fake news, it becomes more difficult to determine what it is and even what is meant when we say the term fake news. So if you do the workshop, this is also explored. We've got an information, it's complicated workshop that sort of talks about all of this as well. So the app itself is a series of questions. I'll just click on it to show you. It's a series of questions that are posed to you, and you have to decide whether things are fake or real. So is this story misinformation? You decide whether it's trustworthy or not, and you've got your options here. So it's a really good practical exercise in exploring misinformation. Then if we go back, the next object in the misinformation theme is another app that's called Double Check. Again, it's over here in this area. And Double Check is an app that explores image manipulation. So it looks at the topics of airbrushing or photoshopping. And if you think about it, the ways in which photos are changed and presented out of context can give a completely different message sometimes. And it's maybe for deceitful reasons, not always, but sometimes it can be for deceitful reasons. So this app, again, it's another interactive one that is a series of questions. There's a little bit of background. First, it explains to you about image manipulation and sharing fake content. And eventually, when you go next, you'll be brought through to different questions. So that's that one. And I think there's actually a time limit on it. So it sort of puts you under a bit of pressure. Yeah, you've got 5 seconds to read the instructions before the timer starts, and then you have to take part in the quiz against the clock. So it puts a little bit of pressure on you as well. But again, another good practical exercise in learning about image manipulation and misinformation that spreads that way. And then in the last object in this section is called A Drop in the Ocean. Now this one is slightly different in that it's based around what is called the ocean test. And that's a very well established psychometric test that's used by psychologists, which over a series of questions gives people a psychological profile based around 5 different characteristics. So they're the characteristics of openness, conscientiousness, extroversions, agreeableness, and neuroticism. So this is the type of test that Cambridge Analytica used in the app that collected information on millions of people around the world. And it was the basis of all the information that was held by Cambridge, and that was used in the political campaigning and targeted ads in the US election in 2016. But it was also used in other countries before that, including in the Brexit campaign. So if you go here to the Drop in the Ocean app, you can go to the site and you can take the test. So just pick your country from the list or your language from the list. So we'll pick English, and you can pick whether you want to do the long version or the short version. So we'll just click on the short version here, but I'd recommend doing the long version. And then there's an adult and a youth version. So if you're older, pick the adult one without revealing your age. And you will just be brought through to the different set of questions. And at the end, you will be given your profile, and they'll also show you the kind of ads that you will see based on this personal profile. It might be a good exercise to actually take the test and to answer the different questions differently, just to see the variation in the ads that you're shown at the end of it, depending on your answers and your profile. And this all feeds into the whole idea of the filter bubble. That is a thing related to psychological profiling. Okay, so back to the exhibition then. And the second core theme that we're looking at with the exhibition, it explores these issues in a little bit more depth. And they looked at the area around fakes, and in particular, deep fakes. So deep fakes are technologies that have been developed, and they're available now, and they allow you to digitally generate completely artificial video footage of just about anything that you can see around you. So there are 2 exhibits in this area. So they've got the Deepfake Lab, which is over here. Again, it's the app. And this was designed by some students in density design in Italy, in Milan. And it shows the step-by-step process in which a deepfake is produced. And it also gives you some tips about how to identify a deepfake. So misinformation is just not images, but it also goes on to video. And you can see here how the guy's face changes and how easy it is to do if you know how. So again, it just points out that you can't really trust the information, but it'll give you some tips on how to spot fake videos. I think the technology is getting better and better all the time at making this type of stuff. So the more information you have about how to spot the fake, the better off you'll be. So the second part of the deep fake exhibition is the Deep Future poster, and that is this one here. So Deep Future, it's a poster visualizing, asking how we see ourselves and how we present ourselves in the future and what it means for our identity, and also how we want other people to see us. And the fact that any kind of information we see in the digital sphere could actually be completely artificially generated. And it just asks you to think about what that could actually mean for us. I'll just click up. And there's the deepfake poster. So it asks, how will deepfake technology change your life? You might think that it won't have any effect on your own life, but the poster helps you explore the idea that it actually will. Okay, so the last theme in the exhibition, and it focuses really on the habit-forming behaviors and addictions, and the way in which social media platforms and other technologies are designed to keep us coming back for more. So there is a large poster called How Your Phone is Designed to Grab Your Attention, and that's this one over here. And it just talks about the different tricks that they use in social media platforms to keep us coming back for more, whether it's the three dots that you see in the chat apps when somebody is writing to you, or maybe it's the read receipt that shows that the other person has seen your message. All tricks designed to keep you looking at your phone and checking to see what's happening. The other posters associated with this theme are these two in the middle that are quite visually appealing. So you've got Hooked, which is also developed by Density Design. And this one explores a different series of photorealistic eyes, which are showing how different age groups use their mobile phones. So the central part of the eye, the iris, shows the amount of time spent on their mobile devices, and the outside part of the eye shows in detail the different types of apps and categories that people have used over the course of that time. So it's a good one to look at. And if we go back, then the other poster that's associated with that, that's displayed beside it, is called Are You Hooked? And they go together. So this one was designed to be an interactive one that you would fill up when you visited the physical exhibition. And it asks you to look at your own use of your phone and screen time. So it explains how you can visit the settings on your Android phone or your iPhone and find a place. There's usually an app called Digital Wellbeing or something similar, and it allows you to track your usage, and it shows you your screen time. It shows you how many times you got notifications, how many times you unlocked your phone, things like that. It also shows a breakdown for some of the different apps. So as I said, this was designed to be filled in, that you would fill in the dots for the middle for your screen time. And then on the outside, you would fill in how much time you spent on each of the different categories. So instead of this, we have developed our own survey with SurveyMonkey. And if you go back to the homepage of the misinformation part of our website, you will see the Are You Hooked survey. So if you click there, it just brings you straight through to a virtual edition of the same poster. So it asks the same questions: your total screen time, how many notifications you received. And we would hope that people would fill that in so that we can get a sort of a snapshot of people of Meath and how much time people spend on their smartphones as well. So in addition to all those apps and posters, we just go back to the exhibition again, there are 4 video animations, and you'll find these here in the Watch the Video section. And they would have been playing on monitors in the physical space. So the 4 videos, I'm not going to play them now, but they're called Living with Algorithms, Personal Data, Political Persuasion, Serious Profiling, and Trackography. They're definitely worth having a look at, and they expand on the themes already there. And last but not least, there is a detox kit, which is available over here at the bar. So the detox kit essentially gives you the tools to take control of your digital privacy, security, and well-being. And it talks about managing the screen time dilemma, how to go through your phone and to strengthen passwords and all that type of information. So there's 2 toolkits that you can download, the youth edition, and then there's an older one. And there's some tips here as well on how to steer clear of misinformation online. So this is a really valuable resource. If you look here, just the very simple steps like changing your device name, how to clear your location footprints, how to tidy up your apps, just reduce your traces and increase your privacy. And they're simple, they talk you through what to do in each one, and they're simple tools to use. So again, we're delighted to be hosting this exhibition, and we hope that you'll find it useful for your own purposes, whether it's just for your own information or for study. And we'd love to hear some feedback if you enjoyed the exhibition. So I hope you do explore it and I hope you learn something from it. Thanks very much. Bye bye.